Haleigh, welcome to the On Her Mark podcast and congratulations on such an incredible season.
Thank
How are you
you.
feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. It's definitely been a whirlwind of emotions, and just so much has happened in the past week, or honestly, just the entire season. So many highs, so many lows, and just taking it all in, just kind of enjoying the moment right now and everything we accomplished this season. So just doing a lot of things from interviews to throwing out first pitches at baseball. It's been going to the governors. Like, it's been so busy, but it's been so amazing. And it just is so rewarding to get to do all of these fun things right now.
You guys got, a taste of, the tournament last year and came back kind of with a fire this season. What was the approach going into this season, knowing what you wanted to accomplish?
I think our approach was really just being our normal. Obviously, everybody's on this team for a reason. Nobody is here because they can't do gymnastics. Like, everybody is here because they're amazing at gymnastics and amazing people. And I think that's something that Jay really told us all season long, was just to do your normal out there. Nothing more, nothing less, because normal's enough. And I think when we got to the postseason and closer to the bigger competitions, that's really when it mattered the most. Because obviously when you go to a national championship, an SEC championship, you kind of want to try a little bit more because there's something on the line you're competing for. So just being normal was something we really focused on from the beginning. And then joy and intensity is something we talked about from our advance back in August. And just to be joyful, just getting the opportunity to be here and just being grateful for every opportunity, because everybody wants to come to LSU and only 22, 23 girls get the opportunity to compete for this school. So just being joyful and all of those things. And then pairing it with intensity and being intentional every single day you come into practice, giving it 110% every single day, because those two just really go really well together. And I feel like that's what set us very up, very good for success.
Absolutely. I mean, that joy is something that I think is not coachable in a lot of ways, right? You have to feel that, and it comes from your teammates. So what is it about this group of girls together that made this happen?
I feel like this has definitely been the year I've been closest to the team. Obviously, I've been on four teams now at LSU, and this team, we were just so close. And I feel like it took a lot. Like, it took a lot of team bonding things. It took hanging out outside of the gym, getting to know each other. But it really started back at the advance. We went to the beach with our coaches, our teammates, and just everybody, just to kind of get away from campus and just learn more about every single person. We were very vulnerable, talked about our past, talked about everything, our families, and just, I feel like in that moment, it really made us very close because we knew what people were going through outside of gymnastics. And I feel like we could really connect with people and could give people what they needed. If they needed a pep talk, if they needed just some time to themselves, just learning everybody individually is something we really took the time to do this whole season. And I feel like it really helped us in the long run.
That's something that's so unique. And I'm glad that you brought that up, is what everyone needs at different times. Like, some people thrive off of someone getting in their face and being like, let's go,
Exactly.
we need you, all this. Other people are like, don't talk to me. I
Right.
don't need that.
Exactly. So I feel like that
And
was really
you've been
important.
kind of praised by coaches for having a really strong process and really just staying locked in and focused, being able to shake off mistakes, being able to stay in the moment. How did you develop that process?
I think it started from a really early age. Right when I started gymnastics, my coaches have been kind of just preaching, like, whenever you make a mistake or whenever you do something you don't like, you don't just want to kind of sit around and pout about it. You want to get back up and do what needs to be done to fix it. And I feel like that's something just in life that I've kind of held on to for my whole life. My parents taught it to me. Like, they always said, like, you're going to have bad days. You're going to do things that don't go exactly how you want them to go. And just how you respond to those is what's most important. And I feel like that's something I've held on to my entire career. And just nobody's going to be perfect every single day, but just learning from those mistakes, learning from those, just all the experiences, I feel like is something that's really helped me, if that makes sense, if that answered your question.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's such an interesting sport. I mean, sports in general, when you're competing at the level that you are, being the best in the country, there are pressures. There are pressures to show up every single day. People don't see the hours,
Right.
not at competition, right? So especially in the sport of gymnastics, though, it's a game of perfection. It's a sport of perfection. That's what you're judged against, all of those. So what was it when you were younger in the sport? You bring up your coaches, your parents, that helped you kind of keep that love and joy in the sport, be okay with not being perfect, but also wanting to keep striving to be
Yeah,
better.
definitely. I feel like obviously when I was younger, I always had the goal to come to LSU. I've wanted to come to LSU since I watched my first college gymnastics meet on TV. And I feel like that's something that kept me going through all the hard times and all the bad days and just the days I wanted to quit. I didn't want to do gymnastics anymore. And I feel like that goal really helped me keep going. And something you said about pressure, like Jay always tells us that pressure is a privilege. And I feel like that's something I hung on to since my freshman year, because obviously coming in as a freshman, accomplishing the things that I accomplished before coming to LSU, there were so many expectations on me. And I was definitely very nervous and felt all the pressure my freshman year because people were like, oh, she's the best freshman coming into college. And I feel like it took a long time for me to kind of push that aside and just be like my normal self. And it definitely was an adjustment, obviously, coming in as a freshman, but yeah, I feel like I kind of went off your question a little bit, but
But it was I mean, that is it. The privilege, or, excuse me, pressure is a privilege is such a special way of looking at it because it's not letting that pressure get to you in a lot of ways, right? Like it's like so many, which I mean, maybe this could be a negative thing as well, but like so many people would kill to be in my position.
right. No, exactly.
Which also can add to it. But you know, if you have the proper team around you to help you recognize that. So in all of this, right, you talk about normalcy and kind of embracing the normal of it. And that is the love and the intensity, the joy, all of those things. But what happens outside of gymnastics for you that helps you stay normal? Like what does Haleigh do to
Yeah.
be Haleigh?
I'm a very consistent person. Like my days look almost exactly the same every single day. And it's wild. Like everybody's like, I don't know how you do the same things every single day, but like it's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me like calm, like having the same routine every single day. And like I have a planner. I plan out all of my things, like very organized person. So I feel like that's something that I've just really hung on to since I got to college. Obviously, in high school and stuff, I wasn't like that, but I feel like I had this consistent routine that I held on to since my freshman year. And it's something that really, really helps me. Obviously, there's things that don't go completely as
Right.
planned. Like, I don't do exactly the same things every single day, but like, I like to wake up at the same time. I eat breakfast at the same time. Like, it's very, very consistent. But then just getting my mind off of gymnastics is something that's really important when I'm outside of the gym. Like, even if you have a bad day or a good day, like you don't want to just go home in your room and sit down and just think about everything you could have done better at the gym. Like it's just gymnastics at the end of the day. Like you have a life to live as well. So I think hanging out with my friends, going shopping, going to the pool, just reading a book is something I like to do like outside of gymnastics just to get my mind off of gymnastics and just enjoy life outside of gymnastics as well.
It's so important. I think, you know, the more, women I talk to on the podcast, they all talk about having those things outside of the sport that keeps that appreciation for the sport that much greater.
For sure.
Because you know that it's there and that it will continue to be there, but you need to find out their areas.
Exactly.
So you mentioned also, Haleigh, that, you know, when you came in as a freshman, you kind of got the taste of the title when, you know, in vault. And what did that spark a fire in you to want the team championship title?
For sure. Right after my freshman year, we only made it to the first day. We didn't qualify to the second day. And I remember I was like so upset. Like my whole team was so upset. But Jay was like, you just won a national championship individually, like that you have so much to be proud of. And I think when he told me that, I was like, yes, that's great. Do have a lot to be proud of, and I'm very excited for this, but that made me want a team national championship even more.
Mhm. How has the Tiger Nation showed up for you guys? I mean, before this season, you guys set the record, or you know, in program history, season tickets sold out, never done before. And then as it continued, the community has showed up for you guys. As someone like you said who wanted to go to LSU for so long, it was just a dream to be there. To then have these people embrace you, what has that meant to you and the team?
It has meant the world to my team and I. We love them so much. They come out every single Friday night and just pour all of their love and support into us. We feed off their energy in there, and we're just very thankful that they've been with us, honestly, since my freshman year and years prior. Like
Mhm.
we've gone through so much. We've gone through the best meets, the worst meets, best seasons, worst seasons, and they have just stuck with us the entire way. And we're just very thankful that they never gave up on us. They always supported us and just always wanted the very best for us. So just very, very thankful. Whenever I think about Tiger Nation, yeah, thankful is the word that comes to mind.
And I think, you know, broadly looking, you know, outside of gymnastics and just kind of in the landscape of women's sports right now, there's there's this attention that has, I mean, I think you and I would both say has been needed for a very long time. And it's finally, we're getting to closer to where we need to be. But
Exactly.
to have the visibility that you have, I mean, the team in general, but you specifically, when young girls come up to you and dream of being in your shoes, what is it like to hear that?
It's amazing. Like it's literally a dream because like I want to encourage and inspire young girls to just live out their dreams and be themselves and not try to be anyone that they're not. Like just to enjoy life, be yourself, to never give up. I just want to like pour that into everybody that I meet and just everybody that wants to be an LSU gymnast one day or just a collegiate athlete in general. Like I just want to encourage them just to be themselves, work so hard every single day. And if they do those things and never give up, then all of their dreams are going to come true.
When you look back, so how old were you when you started gymnastics?
I started when I was 3.
When you were 3.
Been doing it my whole life.
Oh my God. Okay. And do you remember starting? Do you remember like your first, I mean, 3 is a long time ago,
No,
right?
it is. I remember like how I got into gymnastics
Yeah.
and I started competing when I was 7. So I
Okay.
remember bits like from 3 to 7, I don't really remember, but like I remember my first competition and like how I got into gymnastics. Yes.
What
Yeah.
would you tell the 7-year-old you?
Oh, goodness, there'd be so much. I feel like I would really just say like, I'm so proud that you never gave up because there was days when I didn't want to go back to the gym. I would just cry at home and tell my parents I don't want to do gymnastics anymore. And they always encouraged me to keep going and to keep trying. And then it got so much better. And I am just thankful for them as well. But yeah, just proud. I'm so proud that she never gave up and worked so hard every single day, even though there was bad days, bad meets, like always wanted to get better. So I think just, yeah, I'm so proud that she never gave up and all her dreams came true.
What role did your parents play in your gymnastics journey?
Oh goodness, literally everything. They sacrificed so much for me. Like I was born in Atlanta. I started at a small gym in Georgia All Stars, and the people at that gym kind of encouraged me to go to a different gym because they saw the potential in me. And my parents packed up and we moved to a whole different state for me just to do gymnastics and because they could work anywhere. So I'm just very thankful for them for sacrificing their lives as well for me to live out my dreams and driving me to practice every single day and just doing everything. Like I don't think I can even put into words how much they have meant to my gymnastics career and how much they've done for me because I wouldn't be where I am today or wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for them. So just very, very thankful for everything they've done for me.
And when we look at when you compete, there's this focus, there's this I'm so happy that you brought up joy and intensity because I think those are the 2 words that when someone watches you compete, like that is what you convey. Do you have a favorite event? I mean, you obviously crush all of them, you're phenomenal, but do you have a favorite?
Um, it changes a lot, but I think this season my favorite event was beam, and I feel like that started in the preseason. Bugs or Ashley Nat, our beam coach, she really worked with each individual individually to give them what they needed to be the best version of themselves on that event. And I feel like that's made me love the event because as a freshman, I hated beam. I did not want to do beam. I did not want to get anywhere near that event. So I think it's just cool watching the transition from freshman year to senior year on that event and how much fun and joy I had competing that event. So I would say beam this
Okay.
season.
I'm sure freshman year you would be like, you're saying what?
Yeah, they'd have been like, "What's your favorite event?" Like I hate it. Like, no, that
It
was not
is
my
crazy
fault.
when you think about the beam just in general of like what you're actually doing. I mean, like I would say 90% of people couldn't do a cartwheel like on the ground.
Right. No, it's
And what
crazy.
you guys are doing. So you said that you guys worked individually on focusing on what you needed to do on the beam. What did you focus on specifically? Like what changed for you to find that joy again?
I think it was like we talk a lot about our process and our hourglass, like what you need to get into the hourglass. And then I feel like it was just really my confidence and how calm I was up there. Like my confidence has grown tremendously on that event because obviously coming in as a freshman, I was not confident on that event. And I think that's something that really helped me this year, like enjoy just competing beam, my confidence. And I think I got my confidence up by like talking about my process and knowing what I needed before I went up on that event and knowing what I needed on the event, like telling myself my cues, what I needed, like keywords here and there. And I think that's something that really helped me enjoy that event.
I love to hear that your confidence was as high. And I've heard in another interview talking about the mindset being the strongest this season. Do you do anything outside of the gym to work on that? Are you like, do you journal? Do you meditate or anything like that? Or is it just mostly in the gym?
I journal a little bit, but I would say mostly it happens all in the gym. We do have a sports psych here that kind of helps all of us. We have weekly meetings with her like throughout the season that really helped us kind of talk about our mindset, gave us what we need to be the best version of ourselves. And I think she was really a key component to our success as well
Yeah.
this season.
I love hearing about the community that it takes to show up, right? It's like you talk about your parents and the sacrifices that they made when you were a kid growing up in this sport, your coaches, Jay, your teammates, and then like the whole coaching staff. Like it takes and Tiger Nation, right? It takes like the
Exactly.
whole
No,
community, which I
seriously.
love hearing you talk about. So I mean, all of them, all of us love you for, we see you as the gymnast. We know that you just like exude all of this confidence. But what is something not gymnastics related that people don't know about you, but they should?
That's a good question. I feel like just outside of gymnastics, like the things that I love, I don't think that I really kind of tell people, but like I just love like dogs. I actually do love school. I love just kind of going on walks and like there's just so many things that people don't see outside of the gym that I'm like very interested in and really want to learn more about. Like I guess after gymnastics, like I love learning about nutrition. I love our nutritionist. I love talking to her. So just like seeing what she does, like sports psych as well. I think just learning about more things other than gymnastics when I'm done is something I'm looking forward to. And I
Yeah.
don't know if people knew that.
No, I think that's such a huge part
Yeah.
because student athlete, I think a lot of times to the masses, we focus on the athlete side of it. And it's like you're still a
Right.
student, you're still going to classes, you're still learning. And LSU, a great school and so many opportunities and possibilities there. And I know that that was part of the reason that LSU was so appealing to you, right? Was the kind of the combination of the athletics and the academics, right?
It was everything. Like from, yeah, the nutritionist, the academics, our academic advisor was great. And I remember when I first got here, we sat in her office and she kind of laid out my whole entire plan from freshman year to senior year, what classes I was going to take. And that was something that was just amazing to me on how they have a plan for you individually to meet all of the needs that you need.
Mhm.
And there's just so much that went into it. And then the team, obviously, as well. Like the culture I saw, like it had nothing to do with the gymnastics or where LSU is ranked. Like it was all about the team and the family aspect that I saw right when I walked into the gym and how much they just really cared about each other and encouraged each other and just wanted the best for everyone.
Do you have any pre-game or meet rituals or anything? Like, are you a superstitious person? Like, do you have anything consistent that you've
Yeah,
done all 4 years here at LSU?
I'm really not a superstitious person. Like I said, though, I am a very like, I guess I could say it's a superstition that I'm so like have the same routine every single
Yeah.
day, not even just on a meet day though. Like I get the same coffee, I do this. So I guess that's kind of little things that I did for meets as well. Like we always had the same pre-meet meal, listen to the same playlist like in the locker room. So just little things like that, but not really at the end of the day.
What's on the playlist?
Everything from Rihanna to Lil Baby to everything. There's a wide variety of songs.
I love that. I love that. Final question for you here, and I ask everyone, do you have a mantra that you lean on when things get tough?
Oh, I feel like just to never give up is something I always tell myself, and that's something my parents have always told me. And I know it's very like cliche that everybody says, like to never give up because everything happens for a reason, but that's something I've really hung on to since my freshman year, my whole gymnastics career, because there's going to be tough days. There's going to be doubters. There's going to be people that tell you you can't accomplish the things that you think you can accomplish, but just to block out all of those things and do what you really want to do and just believe in yourself, lean on those around you that really care about you and to never give up because everything's going to work out just as it should.
I love that. And I'm not going to ask about whether or not you're coming back. However, I am going to ask where can people look for when you do choose to make an announcement?
Yes. Well, tomorrow is the day that it's going to be coming out. Approximately 12 o'clock. Alyssa's going to post on LSU Gymnastics just my final decisions and yeah, tomorrow.
Great. Great.
We'll see
Well,
what-
Haleigh, thank you so much. Congratulations on such a successful season, and to you, to the team, to the all of Tiger Nation, because I'm sure they're sharing in this victory just as much as you
For
guys
sure.
are. So thank you again so much, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.